January 7, 9:48 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, No. 1.
Oh, I see. I guess I should have expected this. Nobody saw the other guy, huh? But he was there when I took the coffee over, sir. Scout's honor.
Maggie! Knew it.
Ah! Detective Gumshoe!
Oh, are you doing all right? How are you feeling?
As if you need to ask either question, sir.
Don't let him get you down, Maggie. And don't forget to eat well, okay?
Roger.
And you!
Yes?
You'd better square this case away, got it, pal? Maggie's innocent, you hear? If you screw up, then I'll be doing some squaring away myself. Squaring away some paperwork for your arrest.
I think he's serious.
Hey, Detective, you're on our side for once, right?
Yep.
So you'll be able to help Maggie out, right?
Really? Can you, sir?
Of course, I've got the situation under control. I'm gonna be the first witness on the stand today. If something I say doesn't mesh with the facts, make sure you point it out, all right?
Sure.
Yeah, Chad's right, good old Gumshoe.
Corrupted Officer Gumshoe.
Yeah, good old Gumshoe willing to be corrupt for a girl. You know, to be fair, he definitely tells us way too much information.
Yeah, I like the Maya said, are you on our side for once?
Yeah, he's even if he's theoretically on our side in practice, he is just consistently always helping us out. What a guy. Thanks,
What a
man.
guy. It can't be more like Gumshoe.
Yeah, we're forming a united front today, pal. You get me?
I can't tell you how grateful I am, sir. I've always admired you so much, Detective. I know I can count on you.
Looks like it should all go pretty smoothly today, huh?
I can only wish.
January 7, 10 a.m. District Court, Courtroom, No. 4.
Oh my gosh, this spy here guy need to screw this up. Court is now in session for the trial of Maggie Bird. The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Bitter.
Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? Ah! What's wrong? Nothing. It's just, whenever I addressed you in the previous trial, your response was, you was talking to me? It was a little, intimidating. No, that wasn't me. That was the phony Phoenix. I see. So our trusty Phoenix Wright is back with us now, is he?
I love that some, guy with a clearly different skin color, height, and, accent rolled up, and everyone's like, yeah, this is him.
He is
for
the
sure.
great Judgini. Nothing falls underneath his gaze.
That's true.
Our trusty. So, Mr. Godot, your opening statement, please.
Mr. Trite, whether you're a fake or the real deal, we will find out soon enough through this trial today.
But I can already tell you, I am the real Phoenix Wright.
I wasn't questioning whether you are Phoenix Wright or not. I was questioning whether you had studied law or not. That's what I intend to find out.
You're still denying it. Behind that mask is a man who really hates me for some reason or another. As everyone is aware, the court has already given a verdict on this case once. Therefore, I won't stand for irrelevant testimony during this retrial. Nor will I stand for a simple repetition of the evidence presented in the last one. I'm not planning on repeating anything that phony me said. Trust me. Now then, Mr. Godot, please summon your first witness.
Yeah. It's a sad gummy. Chat's right. You're right. How can we present our attorney's badge? We gotta love
Right now.
All right. Let's start with the formalities, shall we? Name and occupation.
Witness, state your name for the court.
Sorry, sir. The name is Police Department Detective, occupation Dick Gumshoe.
I'd occupy Dick Gumshoe, you know what I'm
Other
saying?
way around, detective. I do. Sorry. Anyway, I'm the officer in charge of this case since yesterday, sir.
Since yesterday.
The guy who was on the initial investigations tied up with another case now.
I hope Gumshoe's really got everything under control, for everyone's sake.
I see. So, Detective Gumshoe, would you outline for the court the basic facts of the case?
Yes, sir. The victim's name was Glenn Elg. He was a professional programmer. He was on the payroll of Blue Screens Inc. at a local company. That's a topical reference. This is the victim's autopsy report.
Court accepts this into evidence. Glenn's autopsy report out of the court record. Died of potassium cyanide poisoning. Time of death was between 1:30 and 2:30 p.m.
And here are the floor plans of the restaurant.
When you were in the restaurant, the man touched you.
When the incident took place, the victim was sitting right here. The poisoned coffee was brought over to him by the waitress.
Waitress being the accused.
Yeah. The victim died from poisoning almost immediately after he took a sip of coffee. At the time of the incident, there were two other people in the restaurant. Mr. Jean Armstrong, the owner and chef, and a regular by the name of Mr. Victor Coudeau.
It still seems to be a very straightforward case to me. Drabian floor plan out of the court record.
X equals the victim's seat. Come, detective. Take up this hammer and nail the defendant's coffin shut with your own two hands.
That's metal. Now then, Detective Gumshoe, let's have your testimony.
Yes, sir. The incident. When the incident took place, the victim was alone at his table, sir. We understand that the guy, Glenn Elk, was listening to the radio at the time. Traces of poison were found in his coffee cup, and what we found was potassium cyanide. That stuff really packs a punch. And, it looks like Miss Bird might have had, some kind of a motive. Using the dark, aromatic depths of coffee to conceal the poison. Classy lady.
The facets of this case seem to be ironclad. Mr. Wright, I would ask you to begin your cross-examination, but... Yes? Please, no intimidation tricks this time around. Is that understood? I already told you, that wasn't me. Is the other Phoenix Wright in the room with us right now? We want to press
hold
this
on.
because she says no.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You're right.
Can I stop you for just a minute?
What is it? Did I say something that contradicts the evidence?
He's so desperate for that to be true, he's practically crying. Your testimony just now doesn't match the testimony given by Miss Bird. She claims that there was another man at the victim's table.
Yeah, that's what she said. And objection.
That's what she said.
What killer wouldn't say when faced with a homicide conviction?
Hey!
Sadly, her testimony isn't supported by the owner or the other customer. Isn't that right, Detective Gumshoe? Yeah, it's true. The two testimonies tie up on that. They both said there was no other guy at the table.
What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder or not?
Yeah.
Well, maybe the other witnesses just missed him. Perhaps their view of the victim's table was obscured in some way.
Ha! That argument is as weak as the coffee at Tribulations, right? I have here in my possession a ticket.
A ticket? It's more like a photo to me.
Yes, a one-way ticket to Guiltyville. Population the defendant.
That goes hard.
Got him. This is a photograph taken from near the entrance to the kitchen.
This is the scene as witnessed by the chef, moments after the poisoning took place, correct?
I think the court will agree that such a clear view of the scene of the crime How, Mr. Trite, could anyone have overlooked a second person at the table?
Yeah, I mean, I can see
Even
it
I'm
pretty
convinced.
easily, yeah. Yeah.
It certainly seems to show the victim's table extremely clearly. Crime photo added to the court record.
Let's just look at it.
All right, things to be noted. I mean, we've got the partition walls. That's relevant, right?
Yep.
It's not relevant from this current location. If
Yeah, they
somebody
got like
was sitting
3
there, they-
forks. Hold up.
Yeah, it's a fancy restaurant. You've got a salad fork, a main course fork, and a dessert fork. Do you know nothing
Oh.
about fine dining?
I only know about breathing.
Freaking idiot.
Okay.
Anyway, but besides that, right?
Oh, sorry.
Like,
Oops. Yeah.
yeah, you would only ever see the guy from like the backside, even if he was there.
Yep.
On top of that, and can we look at the floor plan?
Yes, sir.
It also happens to be the closest table to the exit.
Yeah. So they could have like.
I guess there's an
power
argument to
bolted.
be made diagonally. Yeah, but
Yeah. I don't know.
Anyway.
That seems unlikely given
I don't like
that
that the autopsy also says an hour. It says from 1:30 to 2:30. That's a long time to not be sure about the time of death in a case that's so instantaneous with witnesses, right?
Yeah, that's true. Let's keep pressing.
He was listening to his radio, you say?
Yeah, he had a portable radio in his chest pocket.
Maggie told us that too, didn't she? Something about how one of them had some sort of earpiece.
What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder or not?
Oh.
Press it, obviously.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
And what was it that the victim was listening to on the radio, Detective Gumshoe?
Oh, how should I know?
Thanks a lot. We're now one step closer to the middle of nowhere.
This isn't going very well, is it?
Detective, could you perhaps tell us about how the poison and how it was used?
Let's see. Trace of poison. On a coffee cup.
So, traces of the poison were found in a coffee cup and nowhere else?
I'm not sure I get you, pal.
Was the poison a liquid, or was it a powder?
Now, if I had to put it in layman's terms, I'd say it was a powdery substance.
The poison could have been in anything that was in the table. Sugar, salt, pepper?
Objection. Ah. Do you put salt and pepper in your coffee, Trite? The victim took his coffee black with no sugar.
It seems that the poison could have only been in that coffee. What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder or not?
Yeah.
Are you absolutely certain that the victim even drank any of his coffee?
Oh, what do you mean?
According to this file, the poison was found in the victim's coffee cup. But what proof is there that the victim ever drank any of it?
Oh, hey, you're all right. That's what I was thinking. Objection. In case you were wondering, the last objection was for the detective there. For me? Oh, hey, you're right. You may be fooling the court, but I'm not falling for it. If you have the time to waste, you have the time to present that piece of evidence. That piece, sir? Yes, that piece. What piece was it again? This.
Let's go. Should I be grateful that this coffee's only hot enough to give me first-degree burns?
Oh, well, now I remember. This is the victim's coffee cup. Yes, the victim's coffee cup. Take a look at the rim.
Oh, yes. It's unmistakable. There's clearly a coffee stain on it.
Conclusive proof that the victim did drink the poisoned coffee that was in this cup. The victim gulped down the bitter death that the waitress brought to him. Like this.
Ah!
Wow,
Wow,
that's really
that guy just
fast.
drank a
Wow,
bunch of
that's
death.
impressive.
For the record, the only prints on this cup were the victims and the defendants.
Coffee cup added to the court record.
Upon further investigation of this cup, we found a certain chemical substance, it's called potassium cyanide.
Potassium cyanide. I've heard of that chemical before. Exactly how strong is this poison, Detective Gumshoe?
It's, that's lethal. Eat too much in your, history.
How much is too much?
A lethal dose is 0.2 grams. That's about enough to finish anyone off.
0.2 grams? How much is that?
You know when you swab your ear for earwax? Yeah, about that much.
Earwax, huh? Sounds like something Gumshoe's got an abundance of.
True.
Such a small quantity of poison could have been concealed anywhere.
Looks like Miss Bird might have had, well, some kind of motive. What was the motive?
Some kind of a motive.
Yeah, but if you ask me, it's been blown way out of proportion.
Objection. You know what my golden rule is, Detective. Chuck out a bad cup of coffee. You can always get another.
I don't get it.
I'm saying we can always get another witness on the stand if we have to chuck you out.
Oh.
So stick to the facts, Detective. Now then, what was Miss Bird's motive?
Come on, Gumshoe.
She was, they said she wanted to steal a lottery ticket.
I knew it. That's what we heard yesterday, too.
It disappeared from the scene of the crime.
And it wasn't just any lottery ticket. It was a winning lottery ticket for $500,000.
That's a lot of money.
I mean, I'm pretty rich.
Mr. Armstrong knew about the ticket too, didn't he? But he stole the wrong one.
And is it possible Maggie stole the winning one? What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder or not?
Yeah.
I mean, where is this ticket? Well, wait a minute. The mere fact that the lottery ticket disappeared in no way implicates my client.
Ha! I have here in my hand the very ticket in question.
That's $500,000 lottery ticket?
One of the female police officers found it when she was conducting a search of the defendant.
What?
Nick, she definitely
Oh,
killed
wow,
him.
that's really damning evidence.
This is bad, Nick.
Order!
Ha! She's quite a lucky bird, our little waitress.
Their last name's
Maggie
Bird.
Bird.
You will submit that ticket as evidence to the court immediately. I'd better keep an eye on that ticket. The way the judge's voice is quivering.
Everyone's like, I gotta steal this shit, dude.
Victim's lottery ticket added to the court record. This ticket was presented to the court in the previous trial, too. But it feels heavier now somehow. $500,000, you say?
It's just a scrap of paper. What matters is where it was found, Your Honor.
That's on Maggie's person, unfortunately. That's enough! The facts of this case seem overwhelmingly clear to me. The defendant had ample opportunity to commit the crime of which he was charged. Furthermore, it seems beyond a reasonable doubt that she did indeed commit this crime.
I like an old man who knows the score.
There is also the matter of the $500,000 lottery ticket. That alone provides very credible motive. I mean, for the sum of money, even I might be tempted to bend the rules.
I don't
Wink.
mind an old man who is weak to the siren call of money.
What? Not good, Nick. The evidence against Maggie is starting to pile up fast.
Yeah, that's because the court has already ruled guilty once already.
I'd say it's about time to wrap up this repeat performance with one final decisive piece of evidence.
He's gotten more evidence against Maggie?
This is the apron the delightful Miss Bird was wearing at the time.
Wow, that's not the cleanest apron I've seen.
That stain looks like. It can't be blood, can it?
Ha! It seems the star of our play was a little flustered and somehow spilled coffee on herself.
The coffee? That's not exactly the first thing that caught my eye.
Of course, the coffee stain isn't the most interesting thing about this apron. No, there's something else that stands out even more.
Something else? I presume you mean
Of course, I'm referring to the pocket.
the pocket?
A search carried out right after the incident uncovered this. Potassium cyanide. The very poison used by the killer was in her apron pocket.
Bottle of poison in Maggie's pocket?
Yeah, and Maggie's prints were the only ones on it.
What?
Nick
What is this
definitely
white-eared lawyer
killed him.
doing? This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. Quiet. Order! 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 The court will accept these items into evidence. Apron out of the court record. Potassium cyanide out of the court record. There's something still bothering me, Mr. Godot. Why have you not explained the blood stain to the court?
Bloodstain? What bloodstain would that be?
Don't play games, prosecutor. The blood-colored stain that smeared all over the apron.
That's ridiculous. No one told me anything about a bloodstain.
You don't need to be told. Just look at it.
Well, detective, could the stain really be blood? No way, sir. That's, just ketchup, sir.
Ketchup?
She must have gotten some on her apron while taking someone their breakfast for that day.
You could have spoken up a little sooner, Detective Gumshoe.
Pull a stunt like that again, and I'll have you drink 17 cups of ketchup, witness.
Oh, I thought everyone knew it was out already.
I haven't seen anything yet to make me doubt the last ruling I made on this case. The motive, the opportunity, and the supporting evidence. They have all been clearly established.
Well, Trite, it seems you really are a phony after all.
Ah, you know how to drive a man nuts. Witness, please continue with your testimony. Describe for the court the crime scenes and the findings of your investigation there. The investigation.
The crime was reported at 2:25 p.m. by the kind of scary old man, sir. Poor Maggie had passed out from the shock. Must have been real tough for her. The victim didn't have any identification on them, but we figured out who he was pretty quick, and then the investigation went smoothly. When Maggie was searched, we found a lottery ticket and a bottle of poison. And that was it. There was nothing else missing from the crime scene.
You identified the victim and secured the prime suspect. Very good.
Last chance to convince the court you're a real lawyer, Trite. Don't count on any more cross-examinations after this case. So let the fun begin. After this one, not case. Oops.
Investigation.
All right. If we want to, I guess, who's the scary old man?
That's
he say
Victor
that?
Kudo. Yeah, that's I don't think we know about that.
Yeah.
I don't
Tougher.
really care.
Yeah. I do care. Okay, that's also whatever.
I wonder how
we do
though.
that.
Yeah.
I'm a little curious.
Yep.
A little curious. Wait a second.
Did I say something dumb again?
Let me paraphrase what you just testified to this court. The victim didn't have any form of ID on him. That's basically what you said, yes?
Yeah, basically.
In that case, how were you able to identify him so quickly?
Oh,
That.
He's so let down. He's got the whole sagging shoulders and puppy eyes thing going.
There was a prescription bag on the victim's table along with the lottery ticket.
it seems Mr. Glenelg visited his doctor before he went to Tribulations.
We got the victim's name from the medical records of the doc who prescribed the meds.
That's a reliable enough source for the court. What should I do? Should I leave this alone or ask to hear more? Prescription bag, probably?
Yeah. Oh, that could have been the poison. Hold on.
What sort of medicine was in the bag?
Well, actually the bag we found was empty.
Huh?
Yeah, completely empty.
It was completely empty. Victim's prescription bag added to the court record.
Ha.
You're entering an empty paper bag as evidence. Desperate, are you, Trite? Now, what happened with the investigation after that, Detective?
I'm not checking the bottle of poison.
That's fine.
Something
And
else.
this.
Yeah.
Present. Yeah, present the.
Yeah.
Wait. What did you present?
The prescription bag.
Oh.
What were you suggesting?
I was gonna suggest the newspaper clipping. Up behind the rack from the day of the murder. You know.
Oh.
You know. Some relevant information from the day of the crime. You know.
Yeah, that's big ring. I was like, oh yeah, duh. There's missing medicine. So there.
I mean, that's fair, I guess. You're just like, oh,
I just thought we
know.
were on the same page. I was like, oh yeah. I think we both see where we're going with this evidence. Okay. Okay. You know, we should definitely confirm more before these things.
Yeah, it's probably fine.
Yeah.
Detective Gumshoe, I think I should point something out to you. There's just one small contradiction in your testimony that Indy's right about, I guess.
Finally. I'm getting all anxious just waiting, so hurry up, will ya?
You just testified that nothing else was missing from the crime scene. However, this prescription bag you mentioned was empty. Did the officers recover the medicine from the crime scene later?
No, they didn't.
The victim was given a prescription right before going to Tribulations. Where then did the medicine disappear to?
You, do cool, pal.
Wow, he is really cool. Look at that spiky hair. That's so cool. Indeed! Due consideration wasn't given to the victim's prescription in the previous trial. Witness, why do you always overlook such vital pieces of evidence?
I guess that's the most careless thing I've done so far, huh?
The victim was killed by poison, and the victim's medicine mysteriously disappeared. The victim's own prescription could have been the lethal poison itself.
Yeah.
Well, what about that doctor? He could have been a murderer. He knew that he had the winning lottery ticket. Order! Well, Mr. Godot, what do you have to say to that?
Ha! That's all.
What?
Read for the court the name of the clinic on the prescription bag, if you will.
Oh, no.
Oh, not the Hottie Clinic?
Not the Hottie Clinic, dude. What's the clinic's name got to do with anything? New Ear... Otolaryngological Clinic. Otolaryngological? What kind of illness was the victim suffering from, Mr. Godot?
Hardly an illness, Your Honor. More like a bitter war wound, you can say.
A war wound?
The day before the incident, Mr. Elk found himself in a fight. He took a blow to the side of the head and ruptured his eardrum.
He ruptured his eardrum? Then what on earth was the prescription he was given?
It was a cream that was to be applied topically inside his ear canal, not to be ingested.
What?
Oh, yeah, okay. I mean, I eat ear cream sometimes, but...
It's mentioned in the autopsy report if you read the fine print. They found traces of the medication in the victim's left ear.
Yes, here it is, in very, very fine print.
It seems Mr. L correctly applied some of his medication while he was at Tribulations. Therefore, it would be completely absurd to believe he would have eaten his medication.
It seems that this medication is irrelevant to the case after all. No.
Nick, if you don't think of something quick, it'll all be over.
She's right. But I can't get away with any old weak objection. What should I do? Now push it. Where is it?
Yeah.
Why would somebody take that?
That's true. Yeah.
Only moments ago, Mr. Godot made the following statement. It seems Mr. L correctly applied some of the medication while he was at Tribulations.
I don't sound like that.
That's the case. Then why is the medication not found at the scene of the crime? The medication in question was for topical use inside of the ear canal. That doesn't change the fact that it couldn't be found at the crime scene. However insignificant it may seem, it's a lawyer's duty to pursue the truth.
Objection. You know as well as I do that the medication is irrelevant. It hardly seems likely that a prescription drug would contain potassium cyanide.
It hardly seems like the coffee the waitress served would contain it either. But it did. The possibility is undeniable.
Ah,
That's enough. Mr. Godot, is the detective the only witness the prosecution wishes to call? Mr. Godot.
I've got my own witness I'd like to call, sir. That's the old man who was there in the restaurant on the day of the murder.
Mr. Kudo, the pigeon hater? I would love to be known as the pigeon hater one day.
Me too, man. Fuck pigeons.
Somebody's like, my name, pigeon hater. Very well. The matter of the disappearing medication seems like a little bit more than trivial at best. However, it wasn't explored at all in the previous trial, and that is something that bothers me.
Hey, good job, Nick.
The court will adjourn for a 10-minute recess, after which we will hear the prosecution's next witness.
ha! I suppose this means I'll just have to finish you off in my last 6 cups.
Court is adjourned for recess.
January 7, 11:03. Bro had 11 cups of coffee in an hour and 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Wow. District Court, defendant lobby, no one.
Phew, that was close.
Tell me about it. I nearly died in there. That's my line, sir.
No, it's my line. I think I really did die a little bit.
Looks like we all nearly died in there. I can't believe Detective Gumshoe. How could he betray us like that?
Huh?
Said he'd help me. But he totally set me up. I don't think he meant to do that, Maggie. He was backed into a corner. I mean, the guy's got to do his job, right? It's okay. I know all about lies and betrayal. I've had them my whole life. But it really hurt this time. It felt like somebody punched me hard in the stomach. I hate that guy. I don't ever want to see him again. Poor Gumshoe.
So the next witness is going to be that old guy from the park, right?
Yeah, Mr. Kudo, lover of the waitress outfits and projectile seeds. I bet he's gonna be really stubborn. I mean, he's pretty set in his ways, you know?
Yeah, he's a big old grouch. And are you gonna be able to handle him, Nick?
Yeah, I can take whatever he throws at me, even those never-ending bird seeds. Think about it, Phoenix kind of is a bird.
Yeah, you're right. January 7, 11:15 a.m. District Court, courtroom, no 4.
Oh wow, that guy looks like a bird. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Maggie Bird. Mr. Godot, your next witness, please.
The prosecution calls lucky old-timer who caught the show over a cup of coffee. Will the witness please take the stand? Name and occupation, if you don't mind.
The name is Victor Kudo, born and bred in the land of the rising sun. Honor and duty are what make me. Mind you, I can be quite emotional at times too.
We don't need to hear about that, Mr. Kudo. Just tell the court your occupation.
My occupation? Ha! Listen, young'un. How much call do you think there is for kimono embroidery here?
Oh no, embroidery.
That's what I do, or did back in Japan. I embroidered family crests on kimonos. My ancestors were embroidering kimonos before this country even existed.
Oh, a real craftsman. They're a dying breed. Hey, maybe you can embroider my costume sometime.
Anyway, like I said, there's not much demand for that kind of thing here. So I had to take a job working the cash register at a burger joint, pretending to smile.
That burger joint would have been better off putting him in the kitchen. Now then, witness. Were you in the restaurant at the time of the incident?
Oh yes, I was eating some seeds over a cup of Javicino.
Seeds?
What do you think these are?
I see.
So you saw everything that happened, Gramps?
Did I? Oh yes, I did. I saw it all.
Then please tell the court. We're all ears.
Sure. I'll tell you. I'll tell you every last detail.
He's really getting into this.
What I witnessed. The young man was reading the sports paper. The serving girl brought him a Javachino. Serving girls don't pay for anything these days, but she put something in it. That man took one sip of it, looked like he was in terrible pain, and then collapsed. That's the servant girl right there in the defendant's chair. I remember her well. Her shapely legs.
Mr. Kudo! She is not a serving girl. Please refer to as a waitress.
Gah! You're as bad as the rest of them. All these newfangled words, what's wrong with the old-fashioned ones,
Newfangled?
All this talk of radios and glasses. It's wireless and spectacles, I tell you.
Excuse me.
Listen to me, everyone. Don't forget the old values. Don't let the good old days slip away.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Well, I think it's time to begin the cross-examination. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor?
All right. What are we thinking? Okay, so first of all, the first thing I thinking of, didn't he not? He literally didn't remember her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he
Well,
literally
let's
didn't.
press on that one.
You said, I remember her well, in reference to the waitress. Did she have any particular features that you can identify her by?
Particular features? It's a disgrace, that's what it is.
Sorry?
You can see all the way up to her, you know. She's practically naked in that uniform.
So the particular feature you recognize about the waitress is her outfit? But anyone can just wear such a uniform, even me.
Ayo.
Mr. Wright, please spare the court of any further mental anguish from that image.
Don't get all excited, Nick. You gotta keep yourself together.
Guess I got a bit carried away.
Yeah. There were other things I recognize about her too.
He seems pretty sure of himself. What should I do?
No, we're pressing harder.
I'll press harder. Sure, you saw a waitress take the coffee over to the victim. But what matters is whether that waitress was Maggie Bird or not. Quite right. Mr. Kudo, these are the features that you recognize about the defendant. I would ask you to add them to your testimony.
Sure. There was a ribbon in her hair and her apron straps were loose.
Press it.
Yeah. Okay.
You do seem to remember several details about her appearance. But what about the most crucial detail of all? Her face.
Gah, as if I wouldn't remember that.
Objection. The witness noticed the straps on the accused's apron. He's unlikely to make a mistake about her face.
That's right. I can even tell you the color of the ribbon in her hair. It was red.
So you see, there's nothing wrong with the witness's eyesight.
No doubt he remembers the waitresses pretty well. What should I do? I get the feeling there's something more to this somehow. Can we court record and look at Maggie for a second?
Yeah. Red bow, yeah.
Gotcha.
It seems accurate so far.
What about the old guy?
He's got a thing for waitresses.
And that's evidence, you know. So
That is
okay.
evidence.
All right.
Yeah, we don't have any like pictures of her, right?
Wait.
okay.
Wait. Apron. Look at it. Wearing my Maggie at the time. Okay. Small pocket, big stains. Okay, cool. What else we got evidence-wise?
Poison, prescription bag. We have the lottery ticket, coffee cup. There's a crime photo we just looked at. There's the floor plans, autopsy, and then some random shit.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
I feel like the straps aren't that
the
relevant.
straps, if they were really loose, that would imply that it's being worn by somebody who's smaller than is supposed to be wearing it.
That's true. Yeah, what's the back tell us?
I don't know. We can always probably double press it.
Yeah, I guess straps first.
Sure.
Yeah.
Mr. Kudo, you seem especially interested in straps. Why is that?
What?
The ribbon in her hair, the straps on her apron? What's the fascination?
This isn't a lot of questioning.
Fascination.
Objection. People have all kinds of fetishes, right? We don't need to embarrass the witness.
Listen, you young upstarts. I haven't got some six-strap fetish.
Is there any relevance to the witness's unusual love of straps, Mr. Wright?
No.
I was just curious as to why he was so fixated on the waitress's straps.
I said I haven't got a strap fetish. How many times do I have to repeat myself?
Bailiff, check him to see if he's hard. Wait. Very well. Continue with your testimony, Mr. Kudo, and make it strapless.
You think old CD really saw Maggie do it?
Well, he probably had his eye on the waitress the whole time. That's why he was there.
But he was there for the cute outfits, right? Not the waitress.
I guess. She makes a good point, though.
Hey, did I just say something clever?
I wonder if the waitress Mr. Kudo saw really was Maggie.
That's what we have to figure out, Nick.
Okay, fine. We'll ask about his knot fetish.
He's not into backs.
Hey, do you have a back fetish?
Oh, yeah, remember several details about it. The identifying features you described are all things you would see from the back.
So what?
Is it possible that you never saw the waitresses from the front at all?
Objection. Ha! He's got you there, Gramps. Objection,
People normally
yes.
talk about facial features when they're asked to describe someone. But you're all fetishy.
This is harassment. I tell you, I'm not obsessed with straps or ribbons. I'm just telling you what I saw.
Mr. Kudo, the court requests that you add details about any identifying features. Features you observed from the front, that is, to your testimony.
Sure.
So man's testimony is getting longer and longer.
I can't find a hole in it soon. It'll get even longer, I bet.
There wasn't anything that caught my interest about her when I saw her from the front.
Damn.
No, the apron had stains on it, right? But also, damn. This is so sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Sure.
Okay,
Yeah,
it's
blood
probably
stain.
this, right?
Everybody thought it was blood. Yeah. So if it was
Yeah.
covered in ketchup, then that would
Yeah.
Mr. Kudo, I'd like you to please take a look at this.
Gah, that filthy thing would suit filth like you just perfectly. Actually, it reminds me of what my grandson looks like just after he's done eating.
Have you ever seen this before?
Of course I haven't. Do you think I'd forget something as dirty as that? Well, you half-witted clot. What? What is it? Ever since I said you half-witted clot, there's been an eerie silence in here.
Mr. Kudo, this apron is the apron worn by the defendant on the day of the poisoning.
Huh?
As you just said yourself, you wouldn't forget something like this. Which means if you had really seen this apron before... Yes, you know what I'm getting at. You couldn't have possibly seen the waitress from the front.
Oops.
Wow, what is that old man? Witness! You can't just oops your way out of this.
That's like... Oh my gosh. It's reminding me of those like, oh, I'm just a little guy memes. You can't just, I'm a little guy, you added this one.
Ha! Well. Looks like we finally have a genuine trial on our hands. Listen, Trite. Here are the facts. On the day of the incident, there was only one waitress in the restaurant.
That being the defendant, Miss Maggie Bird.
Exactly. And when that one waitress put the poison into the coffee cup, this old guy was watching.
I hope you understand the gravity of the situation, Mr. Kudo. The fate of the defendant may rest on what you say you remember seeing.
Just tell the court exactly what you saw, Gramps.
You can rely on me, Captain. My noggin's in perfect working order. I can't remember a single occasion where I forgot what a burger a customer wanted.
He can't remember?
Can't remember.
Probably more like he messed up so many times he's blocking it out. Got him.
Very well. Let's test just how good your memory and attention to detail is, Mr. Kudo. Tell us what you remember about the victim.
All right, so the ribbons were really frilly. There were 10 frills. About the victim. He was another one of those pesky young types wearing a broken pair of spectacles. He had a newspaper in his right hand.
Is he wearing a fucking scouter?
Yeah.
Like from Dragon Ball? Okay, I just did not think about
No,
that.
that's from Star Fox.
Oh, okay. That's
It's
better.
Fox McCloud.
He's Fox McCloud, not Phoenix. Okay, not Phoenix. Right. It's Goku.
Goku.
There we go. That's the one.
He had a newspaper in his right hand.
Imagine living in a world that you get confused between like Fox McCloud and Goku. Somebody shows you a picture and you're like, I can't tell.
Yeah, you're like,
I'm just not sure. They both have scouters. The noisy brat kept rustling his pages. The young man was listening to the wireless. I remember that well. Then the serving girl in question brought over the Javachino. The little fidget picked up the cup with his free hand and took a sip.
The testimony we have just heard was to test how credible the witness's memory is. It seems to me that he remembers the victim in a great deal of detail.
Oh yes, I hate those you-know-what types who are so vague about everything.
How are we gonna handle this, Nick?
We only need to do one thing. We just need to prove that the old man's memory is shot.
Just trip him up, you mean? Isn't that kind of cruel?
I suppose, but it's what I do best.
bullying old people. Let's go.
If only Old Bag were here.
She only goes where Edgy Poo is.
That's true.
Yeah. This is true.
We don't know that for sure. Maybe we can come back though.
Yeah,
I
let's
just
come
wanna
back.
scan all of
Yeah,
it.
let's look over things. Is listening.
He was listening to the wireless.
Yeah.
The serving girl brought him over the coffee.
Any people go with Fran? Okay. I guess let's just press these.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not really seeing anything.
The newspaper was a sports paper, wasn't it?
That young hooligan, I nearly asked him, can't you even read without fidgeting, How was I supposed to be able to read the back page with all that rustling going on? I needed to find out if Gustin Braun retained his championship title.
It was his paper, not yours. If you wanted to know so bad, why didn't you buy your own?
What are you looking like me at that for, How dare you judge me?
Ow, ow!
Dustin Braun got beaten yesterday, by the way. Anyway.
Maybe he remembers what he was listening to?
The wireless.
The decadent young rascal. In my day, it was one or the other. Read the paper or listen to the wireless.
Oh boy.
And using an earpiece. It's selfish, that's what it is. I was straining my ears, but I couldn't catch any of it.
Was he that desperate to listen to the radio?
What are you looking like me that for, How dare you feel sorry for me?
Ow, 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 hey!
Sure.
Sure. You mean the waitress, who you only saw from behind, right?
You're one of those, are you? You never let anything go, isn't that right?
Maybe.
What does it matter if I saw her from the front or behind? My eyes don't lie, like her hips.
Ow! I better not push until I've got some hard evidence.
Press it.
Sure.
Left cup.
His free hand.
Yes.
Which hand was that?
Weren't you listening before, cloth ears? I said he was rustling the newspaper with his right hand, didn't I? If his free hand wasn't his right hand, then which hand was it, you moron?
Ow, ow! Hey!
Ha! Perhaps the great Mr. Trite has 3 hands.
Good.
Ah.
Yeesh! I was only asking. Don't need to gang up on me and treat me like a freak. The whole point of this cross-examination is to establish just one thing. That this old guy's memory has more holes in it than a slice of Swiss.
Yeah, chat, we are trying.
I guess we just need to find a contradiction in his testimony somewhere, huh?
Anything will do. Even the smallest detail. We just need one mistake, and he's ours. Okay. Sure,
And-
press it, because we didn't press this
Yeah, we
yet.
didn't press this one either.
Spectacles.
Dark glasses to you. One of those lenses was green, but the other was broken. Newfangled rubbish. That's why I remember him so well.
Oh, it was broken. What?
I
He did
think,
have some
I think
kind
it's just
of lens
senile.
over his eye.
I
I wouldn't have called it a pair of glasses. He seems to be wearing some rather modern-looking shades. Perhaps I should take to wearing some, and rival Mr. Godot's sharp appearance.
We better come up with something sharp and quick.
A knife! I guess I'll wait and see if I should challenge him about the spectacles.
I hope the Joe shows up with a scouter next time. Okay, so literally
Okay,
nothing.
okay.
So present
So
something
wait.
here.
He has it in the right hand. Noisy brat kept rustling its pages. Gotcha.
He's drinking coffee
Next.
with his left hand. So
The young man was listening to the wireless. How did
Yeah,
he
so-
know that he was listening to the wireless if he couldn't hear it? He kept trying to listen in.
I mean, maybe it was like fate, like you know what I'm saying?
I guess, yeah.
I don't think we have like evidence. Haha, he couldn't have been listening to the wireless
Yeah.
because I think everyone says that he was. So I'm gonna brought the Javachino. That's true. It's free hand and took a sip. Okay, so hand stuff. Holding left hand.
Hand stuff.
No, I'm not into that.
So this cup was
Covered in their
This-
fingerprints.
this
Non-specific.
this cup is held right-handed.
Oh, yeah, because there's his lips.
Yeah.
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 The
yeah.
fuck?
Yeah, fucking old man. Mr. Kudo, do you remember what you were told at the start of this testimony? That this was a way of testing the credibility of your memory.
I know. There's nothing wrong with my memory, I tell you. Nothing. If I got anything wrong, I'll eat these seeds and sing the pigeon song.
Care to
Please?
tell us where this is?
Yeah, what is the pigeon song?
Care to tell us where this is going, Trite?
According to Mr. Kudo, the victim was holding the paper in his right hand, while drinking coffee with his free hand, which would make that his left.
Huh. What is this, kindergarten?
But I would like the court to please take a look at this. That's the cup the victim used, correct? Yes, and on the rim you'll notice the mark left by the victim's lips. Yes, there's a stain left by the coffee. Well, if you consider where that stain is, you'll clearly see that the victim was holding the cup in his right hand.
But how?
Well, Mr. Kudo, the court is waiting for your epic performance. You said you'd eat those seeds and sing the pigeon song.
Yeah, I want him to sing.
What pants are his? What pants is he wearing?
None.
See those?
Yeah.
Mr. Kudo, I'm afraid this is simply not acceptable. You didn't remember what hand the guy was holding a cup
Wait!
with a month ago.
If you think I'm going to stand here and listen to you tell me I'm mad, you're wrong. I don't care about that dirty coffee cup. I know what I saw.
You still insist on your testimony?
That young brat was holding the cup in his left hand. Oh yes, no question, I'm good, law-abiding citizen, I am. It's that dead young hotbot and you spiky-haired yahoo who are at fault.
Who? Me? Thank you, old man. We've heard quite enough from you already.
Judge, you're probably older.
Don't call me old man, old man. Been
Got him.
around for 68 years I have, you can't ignore me. Listen to what I've got to say.
I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, but
Sure, why not hear a little more?
Mr. Godot!
But this is my 16th cup of coffee. So this is your final stand.
Thank you, Captain. You can rely on Victor. Left hand or right hand?
I feel bad for this guy. We're just straight up bullying him.
Oh my goodness. The boy was wearing the earpiece on the same side of it as the green lens of his specs. He kept fiddling with it all the time. He was fiddling with it just before he picked up the cup, too. And then he had used the same hand to pick up the cup, his left hand.
Well, we know that the victim was wearing an unusual monocle over his left eye.
It wasn't a monocle, Your Honor. It was a small computer monitor often used by programmers.
No. I wish we
Hey.
used that shit. Hold
This is
up.
2017, man. You know?
That's true.
A monitor? You mean like a television screen?
The inside of the lens is a screen that displays computer data. It's called an HMD. It's a common tool in the victim's line of work.
HDTV, DVD, CD, all these newfangled letters drive me mad, but they don't matter. I know what I saw and I'm telling the truth.
It's true. He doesn't seem to be lying.
And these are the facts in good old black and white.
Oh boy.
Boy was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the green lens of his specs.
Oh, it is storming here right now. What the hell? All right. Let's get her done.
Look at him.
Yo, was he? Hold on. Do we have? Well, we don't have a picture of
Yeah,
him.
that's on his left.
Yeah. Okay, so that is
Wait,
his
left ear. Why? Wait, earpiece. His left eardrum was ruptured. Why would he wear
Oh
the
wait.
earpiece on the
Oh
same
my God.
side?
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Already a freaking idiot.
Yeah.
Present it.
Yeah. What do you think we present here? The
Him,
medication.
his profile.
Oh, you're right. Oh yeah, it literally says it. I was like not processing it. Yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
I'm not sure what the relevance of this is, but Mr. Kudo, there's something very strange about your observations of the victim.
What?
You say he was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the HMD.
No question, you can lock me up if I'm wrong. It was his left ear without a doubt.
This guy, man.
I could only see that side of his head from where I was sitting.
I don't think so.
What did you say?
You're no doubt unaware of this fact, Mr. Kudo, but the victim couldn't hear with his left ear. His eardrum was ruptured.
Huh?
Traces of medication for his condition were found in his ear canal. That's right, it's impossible that the victim was wearing his earpiece in his left ear, because he couldn't hear in that ear.
Is that true, Captain?
It is.
Pigeon! Pretty pigeon.
Okay, you're right.
Senile old man.
Why does he have yoga pants on?
Order! The witness's testimony is completely unreliable. He only saw the waitress from behind, and he claims the victim was wearing an earpiece when we know his eardrum was ruptured. Well, Mr. Godot?
A single drop of milk is all it takes to destroy the pure black magic in the cup. This old man is my drop of milk.
Captain, are you calling me a drip?
This is the victim's coffee cup in which the potassium cyanide was found. The mark on the rim clearly shows that the victim picked up with his right hand.
I'll never back down. I know I'm right. The lad drank his Javachino with his left hand.
Let me put you out of your misery. Clearly the victim used both hands. He took a sip of the cup he held in his right hand, and then switched to his left. That's what the old man saw.
Impossible. The witness has already testified on numerous occasions that the victim died immediately after taking just one sip of the coffee.
Objection. Which hand the victim used to pick up his cup is irrelevant, Your Honor. The facts still stand. With one hand or the other, Mr. L drank the poisoned coffee. Like this!
Sadly, Mr. Godot, that doesn't wash. The point of this testimony was to establish whether the witness's memory is credible. And the results are clear. The testimony given by this witness is useless.
Ugh.
Do you think that counts against his coffee limit if he spits it out?
Probably. He's also get another cup.
I believe it is time to conclude today's proceedings. I am satisfied that the witness is not deceiving the court. To be frank, his testimony is a farce.
Did you have to be so frank? Take that, you pompous old fogey.
I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo. You can't reach me from there. I'm ordering the defense and prosecution to investigate this case further. That is all for now. The court is adjourned.
Hold it.
Hold it! Wait! If we stop now, where does that leave me?
Leave you, Mr. Kudo?
Thanks to that blue-suited young upstart over there. I'm just a bumbling old man who can't even dot his T's or cross his I's now.
How is your bad memory my fault? I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, but there's nothing I can do.
I've kept my mouth shut until now. But there's something else this court should know.
What?
There's more.
To be perfectly honest, it might not be anything. But I want another chance. I want another crack at you, you young shark.
Me? He's looking at me like I'm sort of some evil shogun.
Well, everyone, what do you say to one final showdown? The final chapter in this eccentric old man's scrapbook.
Sorry, Gramps. I've already had my 17th cup of coffee.
What have you got to lose, Captain? I'll give you all the Javachino you want if you come to my house after the trial. I may be 68 years old, but Victor Kudo is still a man.
That's enough, witness. I believe it will be quicker for the court just to hear your testimony.
You bet. Much, much quicker.
I can't believe this is happening.
You better get ready, youngster.
I get the picture. Just quit throwing those seeds at me, would you? He's got to be using some sort of infinite ammo code with that box of seeds. Phoenix knows what an infinite ammo code is?
He's an epic gamer, dude.
Final showdown. First of all, I want to stress that this might be nothing. I'm not too sure of myself. The young boy slumped over the table as soon as he took one sip of his Javachino. While the clumsy idiot upset the vase, he knocked it right over. It broke and the strip of cloth covering the table got completely soaked. Well, how about that? Turn things upside down,
Is that all?
Yes, that's all. I remember it perfectly. Hey, you're doubting me again. You're doubting a poor, defenseless old man.
No, we're not doubting you, Mr. Kudo.
Don't you get the feeling there's a question hanging on everyone's lips, Nick?
Yeah, so what, probably. That's all I can think of. I'd like to cross-examine this guy.
You're a bird brain. That's why that's all you can think of.
Very well. Mr. Wright, your final cross-examination, please. The final showdown.
Okay, so is that true? No, that's literally not true.
Huh. Unless it is true.
It's not.
Mr. Kudo! That's my judge impression. This is a photograph of the crime scene.
So what?
Look carefully at the table. The vase is there, intact.
Huh?
Lost your tongue, Granddad?
I'm no granddad of yours, hopscotch.
Ow! Hey, ow! Ooh! Enough! If you throw any more seeds in this courtroom, the cleaners will be here all night. What is it now?
I'm afraid of cleaners. I just remembered something.
Yes? Go on.
The broken vase. It was on my table.
What?
Well, you see, it startled me when that young lad collapsed, so I stood up. That must have been when it fell over. The vase on my table, I mean.
The vase on your table?
Yes, it was on my table. And that's how my groin came to be completely soaked.
Okay. Yeah, okay, alright.
Thank you, Mr. Kudo. You've certainly earned your kudos for today.
I'd like to ask a question now. Have I been any use at all?
Perhaps that's something you should reflect on yourself, Mr. Kudo.
Wait a minute. If that's the case, there's more. I've got more to say. Oh, yes, I remember something else.
Shut up! Bailiff, escort the witness out of the courtroom.
Wait, listen to me.
It's out of existence.
I feel
Never been heard
bad.
from
He just
again.
wants someone to talk to.
Well, we seem to have been considerably sidetracked, and I'm still not in a position to deliver a verdict. The defendant has not positively identified the waitress in question. Additionally, there are 2 disparities in the testimony we have heard thus far. The mark on the coffee cup that the victim supposedly drank with his left hand, and the earpiece, which was inserted into his left ear, out of which he couldn't hear.
Oh, Nick, who did it?
I therefore require both the defense and the prosecution to further investigate the facts. Yes, Your Honor. There is one more thing before I call today's session to an end. One more thing, Your Honor. The witness we just heard from. He is most insistent that his testimony should be of use, so he summarized it accordingly into this statement. Okay. You may each have a copy of it, if you wish.
Whatever. The prosecution doesn't need props like that.
Kodo's really mad, huh?
Yeah, I would be too. Very well. Here you are then, Mr. Wright. There are 3 copies. My own, yours, and Mr. Godot's. Yes, Your Honor. Victor's testimony. I'm sorry. This isn't a piece of testimony. Like a 5-year-old's apology.
Oh, you know what? Let's read it.
When the incident occurred, I broke the vase at my seat. I'm sorry.
What the heck are we supposed to do with 3 copies?
That is all. This court is adjourned. To be continued.
On Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Trials and Tribulations, Recipe for Turnabout.
It was one wet old man.